Hi, I'm Stefan, the BMW DIY guy, and do you want to install a more aggressive carbon fiber rear spoiler on your BMW M2? I'll show you how. All right, as you probably know, I've really fallen in love with my G87 M2, but one of the things that I really wasn't a big fan of is the OEM rear spoiler. It really isn't one. It's just a small ridge there on the trunk. It really doesn't add anything aesthetically, and then it certainly doesn't add anything from a performance point of view either, where our rear spoiler is providing a little bit of downforce, and a little bit, I'll stress that. So I'm a big fan of the carbon fiber high kick designs like this. This is from Infinite Autowerks. This is a really simple install, and I'm going to walk you through it. It's almost going to take you longer to show you how than it is to do the actual job itself. Now, one thing I'll probably speak to several times as I go through this project, be really careful with your paint. So when I did my car and I took my rear spoiler off, I ended up scuffing my paint with a removal wheel, with a rubber removal wheel on my drill. So I'm going to approach that a little bit differently today because the paint is surprisingly soft. Now, I was able to get all the scuffs that I put in out on my car, but we're just not going to do that today on this other really gorgeous M2. So you're going to be very careful when we do this. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's get started. I'll walk you through the whole process. All right, y'all. So here we are with the stock spoiler. The new one is actually going to follow a little bit of a different line along the trunk line. So this is where you want to be extra careful up along these edges, because if you scuff the paint, it's going to be exposed when the new one goes on. So you don't want to do that. Now, there's a bunch of different ways you can take this off. I'm a big fan of just fishing line. Get underneath and then just slowly work. Now, this is 10-pound test. I would use stronger if you've got it. But you can see I'm just very carefully, just slowly cutting along, getting underneath that adhesive, and I've already gone about 3 inches or so. Now, I'll spare you doing the entire thing. You don't need to see that real time, because you're just simply going to just work through this process and slowly work it off. Now, one of the other things I like to do, and I'm going to grab one of my plastic trim tools, is that as you cut this edge away, what I'll frequently do is we'll very gently slide a plastic trim tool underneath the edge to give me a little bit of gap, where the spoiler is starting to gap away from the trunk a little bit. It releases a little bit of the pressure on the fishing line, makes it last a little bit longer, because you're going to break line as you go through this, and we'll get through. Okay, so go ahead and just work your way. I'll show you a couple of points along the way as we get it off, but it's really straightforward. All right, y'all, so I've cut the entire line all the way off. You can see I just used a plastic trim tool. I also used a microfiber towel because, again, I don't want to scratch anything. And the whole thing is just cut all the way off. Now, in this case, you can see we have a lot of adhesive left behind. So there's a bunch of different ways to come at this. You can use a heat gun, which I'm going to start with a heat gun, at least initially, just to see if I can get some of this to come off really, really easily, and it'll pill up and come off. Like I said, I've used the rubber adhesive wheels, and that's my normal suggestion. In some of my other videos, I've definitely used that. But as I mentioned earlier, I found for me that out in this stretch out here, because the new spoiler is going to follow the trunk line. This wing out here is exposed. So even if you scuff the paint back here, where it'd be covered, up here it won't be. And the paint is really easy to scuff. So I'm not going to suggest using one of those rubber buffing wheels to take this off. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a heat gun just to try that out, to see if it pills up. If it doesn't, Goo Gone works really, really well. And if I have to, I'll do that as well. So go ahead and start, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, guys, so you can see I've worked my way through on some of it. And I think we're going to end up in really kind of a all of the above option to get the adhesive off. So as you can tell, I've got my heat gun out, and I'm actually working at it with a pair of gloves, so I can actually get traction on the adhesive. This is really stuck down, really significantly so. In this case, the majority of the adhesive stayed behind. So the nice thing is, if I use my heat gun and I just kind of push at this with a pair of gloves, now you could do this barehanded, but you're going to tear your fingers up after a while. But you push at it, and as you can see, I started to kind of get this pill roll of the adhesive material, but in most cases it's leaving some behind. I'm going to highly recommend using Goo Gone or a similar product on this. So I'm going to take this top layer off so the Goo Gone works better. So I'm going to use my heat gun and my glove, and we can get this top layer off, and then I'll come back after it with Goo Gone. That way we know we can get it off really cleanly. We're not going to scuff the paint or have any issues. It's just going to take a little bit of time to work your way across. So you're just going to have to be patient. All right, so keep working on it, and I'll show you at the next stage. All right, guys, so as you can see, I've taken the top layer off, and I've really worked at it manually. I used that heat gun, and I got the top layer off, and there's quite a bit of the lower residue left behind. And this is what I was talking about earlier, and this is the new one, of course. The angle of it is a little bit different. So when you take it and you mate it up against the edge of the trunk line like this, and get it right in the right spots, you can see that it actually covers the vast majority of the residue. There's a little bit right here that you can still see, but the rest is pretty much okay. And all the way back in the arc right here that you can see, we've got that wing where it came up higher before. So you really have a couple of choices here. You don't necessarily have to take all the residue off. That residue is dry. It's going to be adhesive and a little bit sticky, so the 3M tape will stick down just fine to it, so that won't be a problem. Or if you want to be, if you want to be super, super thorough, yes, you can absolutely buff the rest of this off. In this case, because this lower level of the adhesive is down so solid, we need to use Goo Gone for sure and take all of that off. What we're probably going to do in this case, and we're going to evaluate, but what we're very likely going to do is go ahead and leave the main tracks behind, because there's just, no one's going to know, no one's going to see, and it's not going to matter in the effectiveness of this sticking down. And like I said, we take it and we kind of get it to sit right against the edge. There's a lip on the spoiler itself. You can tell where it anchors against the lip of the trunk, just like that. But then what you can absolutely see is where the residue is still exposed. And obviously that's got to go. So what you can always do is maybe take even a little bit of like painter's tape or something similar, just to mark off that all of this needs to go from this line. I've got a little bit of a wing on this side and a little tiny little bit of lead edge right here in the middle where you can still see a little bit. So I'm just gonna clean those edges back to make this easier to get the rest off. All right, so I'm gonna take painter's tape to mark where we are, and then we're gonna take these top edges of the wings off. All right, guys, so as you can see, we've cleaned it up pretty well, and I'm just gonna leave behind some of this additional adhesive. I've peeled it all back far enough that it won't be exposed. Really not worth the effort to get through the rest of it. You could definitely do so, and Goof Off or Goo Gone, something similar, was really helpful in getting these outer edges. I'm just not gonna spend the extra time, as there's really no need to do it. Now, when you look at the new one, you can see I've got 3M tape on here. I've used my own 3M tape to make sure that I've got the extra adhesive. There are ridges on both sides. There's a ridge here and a ridge here, because you'll see when you line this up that this back ridge actually will kind of connect to the ridge of the trunk line, right? So what you want to make sure you do is that you have the tape on the inside of that back ridge right here. Definitely test fit a few times, get a sense of exactly where it's going to go, because you want to measure equally on both sides. You want to get it up against the ridge line of the trunk right here, like this. And actually, with a little bit of previous adhesive still there, it kind of half sticks down right now. Obviously not permanently, but kind of sort of sticks down. But just get it lined up really, really well. Now, what I find easier for me is I tend to actually peel off all of it. I know that's kind of the hard way to do it. You can peel it off over time, like you could get one corner set and then slowly peel. I find that leaves me kind of awkward, because I'll twist it as I put it on. So I'll normally just peel all of the backing off the 3M tape. I'll line up my fingers on the edges of the trunk line on both sides, and then just bring it forward and then down. And then I'll get it just to set really nicely in place. I make sure both sides are equal like this, and then just press really firmly down into place. Now, keep in mind, if you use something like Goo Gone or rubbing alcohol or whatever to get your previous adhesive off, make sure you've neutralized all of that. So I've used a little bit of water to make sure that that's all gone. And this adhesive is actually it's actually tacky again now. So this is really gonna hold down really, really well once we get this in place. All right, so go ahead and peel this off, settle it in, make sure to measure really equally, and then press down, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, y'all, all done. As you can tell, it's installed, looks great. Oh, this looks so good, and I'm really not a big fan of the OEM. This is just vastly superior. So the install, you can tell, is not hard whatsoever. Getting the adhesive off is really the only hard part, and a little bit of time and some Goo Gone and some effort, that'll come right off. With the 3M adhesive, if you can, try to keep it out of the rain for maybe a day. It's supposed to hold in the wet once it's set really, really well, and it does. I've never had an issue with it, but I do try to keep these out of the rain for at least 24 hours when I first install. But looks really, really good. So good job, well done. All right, y'all, all done. As you can tell, this is not a hard project to do. It just takes a little bit of time and a few simple tools. So this is something you can easily do yourself in your home garage. This is a great upgrade for this beautiful M2. I really don't like the OEM spoiler. This is a great new addition to the car and really looks fantastic. Thank you to Infinite Autowerks for making such a great product. It's easy to work with and really is designed well and fits the car really, really well. Please make sure to click like and subscribe. It makes a genuine difference to my channel and I would truly appreciate it. Thank you so much and I'll see you on my next video.